try that again. Sorry guys, I think I had my settings incorrect for that, so you may not come into a single confirm the entire time, so if you can hear me now, please let me know. I did a damn nice terrible start to the qualifying session there from me, so hopefully now everyone can hear me again. Hopefully you guys can actually hear me now. Just check my sound on that one. Maybe too used to I don't know if anyone can hear me now. No. Okay. Let me try doing it this way. Come on off. Right, can you guys hear me now? No. Okay, right, I'm going to open up a party. Open this. Right. Can't keep the loud noise to the game volume down. Right. See if you guys can hear me. Yeah, I can definitely hear myself on that stream there, and I do apologise if there was any double back on that. Right, hopefully now everyone can hear me again, and it should be okay. So if you can hear me, just drop a comment, just let me know that you can actually hear me now. If not, I may just have to adjust the in-game settings, turn down the sound of the game so you can actually hear me rather than the game. Because, you know, being ill, I'm a little bit quieter tonight than usual. Okay, that's good. As long as you can actually hear me, that's okay. I opened up a party, so hopefully that will have adjusted the game sound itself, because I would normally be in a party, but obviously my co-com's missing, so that may have just been the difference. I was actually in game chat as opposed to in party chat, so right, so let's see where we are. We're currently, we've lost Scotty because Scotty binned it at turn 4. On play is on now flat, and I've probably been watching him quite a while, so we'll see how he gets on. Jack Slater, Sociopath, and got there and needs to find time. And I think we lost Mason as well for this time. A Sociopath that's going to be just about safe, and he's not Kieran down. So Kieran, unless he gets out very, very quickly, will need to put in a lap. I may still need to adjust the game volume, and just give me a minute and I'll try and get it sorted out. Sorry about all this, guys. I don't usually actually do the comms myself. I've usually got Dan doing it, so he's kind of dealing with all this sort of stuff. So I may just need to adjust my game sound and try and do it that way. As Arman is actually putting a 16.6, so he's now into 7. Jack Slater is invalidated his lap. Kieran's on an out lap. He probably would be due to the fact that he's currently in the drop zone. How many's retired? Was that in the pits or on track? I believe that was in the pits, so he must think that he can't go any faster, or he's out of time to go any faster. So Kieran's now on his flying lap, so we'll stay on with Kieran in a minute. You have to give me a minute and I'll try and sort the settings. Oh, as Kieran's just binned it. I didn't actually see where that was. I think that was turn 4. Coming out of turn 4, I think that was. That was not good. So that's Kieran out then. On the lap. Jack Slater is on a lap and he is in the drop zone, so we'll stay on with him for the final couple of turns. So it looks as though we're only losing one of the drivers still in. No, Jack Slater's into the pit, so we're losing Mason, Jack Slater, Kieran, Cammy and Scotty into Q1. And hopefully sometime in between Q1 and Q2 I will manage to get the sound issues sorted out so you guys can hear me a little bit better. I think I just need to turn down the in-game volume, but I have no idea how to do it, so I'm going to have a look now. Sound. No, that's not going to change it. Okay, so just 1 second now. No, I didn't want those directly. So, as I said, you guys should be able to hear me a little bit better now. We've lost Scotty, Cammy, Kieran, Jack Slater and Mace in Q1. And I should hopefully be able to get this sorted out. So once we actually get to Q2, if I just adjust my master volume, hopefully it should deal with this problem, and you guys should be able to hear me over the cars. Yeah, I can actually hear myself on it, so it's just me. I'm not feeling very well, and I'm a little bit quieter than usual, which doesn't help, of course. But as soon as we're in, I can jump onto my own settings and hopefully just do a quick adjustment, and then you guys should be able to hear me a little bit better. Right, audio settings, master volume, okay, so settings, audio, yeah, my master volume is really high, so I'll try it there on 5, and we'll just see how that gets on, and if it's still a little high I can try and turn it down a little bit more. So you know, if Dan had been here, he'd have been doing all this and this wouldn't have been a problem at all. But of course tonight I'm running solo because Dan's missing me, so we'll just have to see how it gets on. Okay, so I've got cars on track now, so is that a little bit better for those that are watching? Can you actually hear me over the cars now? Brilliant. Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks, Paranoid, for letting me know that. Yeah, it was my master volume's too high. It's normally high like that anyway, but normally I'm not the one who does comms. It's usually Baby Dan, but of course Baby Dan's not here, so I've had to kind of take over, and you guys can now hear me, so that's a lot better. So I do apologise about all of the messing around on that. Hopefully that won't be an issue again going forward. But let's just see how we get on anyway. We've got people out on laps already, so we'll jump to the one at the front, which I think is Why Not Beast, and we'll watch him on his first lap and see what time we can put in. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to just put tyres and stuff as well, so we know who's on what. So there's a few of them out there on the mediums. Me personally, I can't make these mediums work for me, so I probably won't be using those come Sunday. They just don't feel like they've got grip around here for me. And I do obviously apologise if I start coughing midway through saying something as well, because I've got a tickly cough at the moment. And I completely missed a sector one time because I was talking, so we'll see how we get on. As I said, coughing. So now we've got all that faffing about sorted out, and everybody can hear me again. That's all good and well. We'll see what time people start putting in. So Why Not Beast is just come to the end of his lap with a 17.6, and Corky comes through on a 16.3. Must have been pretty close between those two then, because yep, they were almost side by side. I was about to say those times came in really, really quickly. Snitzy's gone 16.5, but they're both on soft, so Why Not Beast is the only one to set a time on mediums. And Joseph's out on mediums, he's invalidated. And Warrior Huntsman a 55.2 on medium, so we'll see how he finishes up his lap. It's really quiet without Dan being here as well, because I've really got nobody to bounce off like I normally do. I really did hope he was going to be here tonight with me not being here, so I wouldn't have to say too much. 17.5 from Warrior Huntsman. A little bit faster than Why Not Beast, and it's actually a bit slower than Matey Boy, who's also gone through on the mediums. So Cameron Poole for the 16.1 there is the fastest lap. There's a few in the low 16s actually. So we'll see how people get on. So who else is on the lap? J-Doy's out on soft tyres, 55 lap middle sector. So we'll just watch him finish up his lap. What's he going to come in with? He's on soft, so it should be amongst the higher guys. Yep, P5 69. I feel like some of these guys on mediums, they're so much slower than the guys on the softs that they may come back out on softs again to try and improve their time. I think Clay's done a medium time here with 17.8, which isn't safe now, as we see him currently not on track. So Joseph's invalidated again, Avi's invalidated, Stephen's in the pits, and Sociopath did a 27.1 first sector, so we'll watch him through the end of the middle sector, which is a 54.2 purple middle sector, so we'll see how Sociopath gets on. Just coming around the last turn into the DRS zone, and that's a 16.2. That's good enough for second. But again, it's guys that are on the softs. They're just so much faster than the guys on the mediums. Those mediums have either got to find a lot more time yet, or they aren't going to be going through. I do think we've just lost Matey Boy as well somewhere on circuit, unless he's retired in the pits, which I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he was out. But as it stands, unless people can improve, he will be through. Well, I say through, he won't be participating in Q3, but he will be in P10. So, something that I've just seen in the Tier 2 chat, apparently is going to be a wet race. Nobody's bothered to tell me what the weather conditions are going to be like today for the race, which is unusual, because normally Kieran would have popped up with that one at some point. He's usually got a lot to say for himself, but not tonight. A lot of guys in the pits now, so J-Doy's out, but he's invalidated. Sociopath is out, but he's going slower currently, so I don't think anyone's actually on a lap. Source, he is in the middle of sector 2. Warriors in sector 1. So is Clay. So we'll jump on with Rhinosaurus, who is closest to starting another lap. Well, you say that, Paranoid, but actually I was racing here myself on Wednesday, and we had Inters to start, and I think it was about 18 laps in it dried up, and we had to switch to dry weather tyres. So it's not fun in the rain, but it's drivable in the rain, and I have seen it rain here. Either somebody else has dropped it there, which could have been Matey Boy, or that's one of Scott's tyres from earlier. But I'm going to guess it's Matey Boy's because it was a medium, and Matey Boy did drop it on mediums. So Matey Boy must have dropped it through turn 3 or 4 there, I think. So I completely missed Rhinosaurus's time. No, not at this range of race. I think when I raced it on Wednesday, Rhinosaurus is just invalidated as well. When I raced it on Wednesday, we had I think it was a 1 stop inters for our race for the initial strategy, but then, as I said, it did actually dry up later into the race, so we was able to go onto the dry weather tyres. So I think it's at least a 1 stop race, maybe 2, depending on how hard you actually push the tyres. So I was just wondering what he's doing there. He's actually just coming out of the way for a faster car, so he must be planning to go for another lap there. I think that was Warrior Huntsman who was getting out of the way, so let's just quickly jump on with Warrior Huntsman, who's purple the middle sector. No, it was actually Clay got out of the way. Warrior Huntsman is further back, so just quickly jump on with Clay, who's just finishing his lap. There's 16.1, which is the fastest lap currently. Warrior Huntsman goes 16.2, which is P3. And then we'll see who else on that. Matthias is on a lap being validated. Avi is on a lap, so we'll stay on with Avi. He's just finished in sector 1. That's a 27.1 for Avi. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying to begin with all these people out in the mediums are so slow, and I find that I can't make them work very well for me around here. It's almost like driving on ice at times. They're a lot slower than the softs. Normally there's only a few tenths of difference, but the mediums seem to be a lot slower than that for me in particular. So I don't know if the other guys are experiencing the same issue. I mean, even with maximum downforce, I run 11.11 on here, and even I get the tail stepping out sometimes. 16 flat from Avi there, literally 1,000th of a second over a 16 flat. So let's see where Joseph is. He's 54.7 second sector, so he's got 2 turns to go, and we'll see how he gets on. Yeah, I don't even bother with the hards at all. If the mediums are pretty difficult to drive to begin with, I don't even touch the hards. And this is a track that even the mediums struggle on, so it's not my my favourite track, let's say, when it comes to tyres. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you've got to use 2 different compounds, of course. I mean, these guys, if they're actually going to be starting in the rain, or having rain during the race, that's not something they need to really worry about. As Joseph's just gone purple sector 1 with a 27.1, so he is flying on those at the minute. When we've watched his lap, I'm going to try and jump on with Stephen, who I think has just started his lap too. Oh, that was really wide. He was lucky that didn't invalidate, actually. He must have lost time as he went through there. So that's a 54.1 that he's very, very marginally up now on himself. 0.008 of a second. And he's just about to run to the back of a car ahead, unless it's out the way. Yep, it's out the way, so that would be helpful. And let's see what he does. He goes very slightly over, so he's not improved. The 54.8 from Stephen in the middle sector, so we'll see how he gets on. I fully expect he'll go through. Avi's so happy with that time, he's retired in the pits by the looks of it. 16.8 from Stephen, so he's going to have to go again. So we've currently got quite a few people out here looking at the drop zone. That's Cameron time as well. So we've got a couple of guys now who are out on out laps, just trying to cover the fact that they may drop out. Brontosaurus looks to be doing the same. Joseph will just see how he does. He's just coming to the end of his lap, but he's way down. He's into 22s already, so he's got to go for it again now. So Stephen is way down too, so I don't know whether he's planning to go for another lap now or not. Same with Matthias, he's going very slow. So they're maybe looking at just starting another lap before that 30-second timer that's left runs down. I think Armin is coming through on a lap. This is going to be quite close. I mean, everyone over, what, 16.5 is looking at the drop zone currently, as Armin's gone faster. As you can see, we jump on board with Schnitzer here. He's coming through sector 1. I'm sure there's a couple of guys ahead of him on laps as well, in fact. Oh, that was wide there from Schnitzer. Doesn't seem like he's pushing too hard at the minute. Maybe that little mistake there's put him off. But he is in the drop zone, so he needs to be. So we'll see what his sector 2 time is. He may have just looked slow. No, he's 1.8 seconds slower, so I do believe we will be losing Schnitzer there. We're going to lose Stephen because he's invalidated. And Matthias as well. So, J-Doy, no, he's invalidated as well. So, that is our guys dropping out then. Is J-Doy, Schnitzy, Stephen, Matthias and Matey Boy. Okay, so it's not supposed to be, but it looks like we will be having a formation lap tonight. We aren't supposed to be, but I did just see that. Yeah, you can only hear one commentator, matey, because Dan is not with us tonight. He hasn't turned up, so hopefully everything's okay with him. So it's just me running solo tonight. So, and I am ill, so I'm not talking as much as I usually would, or as loud as I usually would. So I do apologise for that. As you can hear, I'm coughing as well. But one half dead commentator is better than none at all, so we just got to go with it. So again, we're losing J-Doy, Snitsy, Stephen, Matthias and Matey Boy. Yeah, I'll be fine, Paranoid. It's just one of those winter colds, you know, the old tickly throat, sore throat, cough. Got kids, they're like gym factories, those things. So all of us have got it at home at the minute. This is exactly what I was ill with Sunday when I was racing as well, so it looks like I might be on for week 2 of racing ill. So on to Quali 3 then. Yep, that's one, Paranoid. Typical December, mate. We all start getting those winter colds in December. So let's see who is out first then. We've got a nice little top 10 shootout going on. We've got 1 Williams, 1 Alpine, 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris, a Haas, an Alfa Romeo, and both of the Alpha Tauris as well. Oh, that was a bit odd. Not too sure why that Alpine slowed in the pit lane then. Although, of course, it's not his own fault. That was AI controlled. Oh, pole position. That's going to be difficult because I've seen some very fast times here tonight already. Avi has gone very, very fast. I mean, he was top of Q2. Clay was top of Q1. And I know Warrior Huntsman's very fast as well, as is Sociopath. See, I'm a Williams driver myself, so I won't say Sociopath, but realistically, I'd have to say that Avi or Clay for pole position, I think. But I think it will be really, really close amongst those guys at the top. There's been some very fast times in tonight. I mean, by all means, guys, keep the questions coming, because it gives me something to talk about why these guys are on outlaps and stuff as well. Especially as I've got no Dan here. Dan's usually got questions in abundances. And strangely, Kieran's quiet tonight. He's not had a lot to say. He's normally commenting quite a lot. So, right, who have we got on the lap? Coolpy is actually the first man, so we will stay on board with Coolpy as he goes through Sector 1 with a 27.116. So that's now everybody on flying laps as well. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to call, but as I said, I mean, Avi or Clay, they've both been very, very quick. So I think it'll be one of those two for pole. But then anything can happen, you know. I mean, Coolpy's fast, Warrior Huntsman's fast, so is Cameron Poulter, so is Sociopath. You know, there's at least half of the field there who could quite easily be on pole. I mean, theoretically, all of them could, but I just think a few of them are very, very slightly faster than the others. As Coolpy sets a 17 flat. See, now there's a lot more time in the lap yet. We've seen a 16 flat from Avi in Q2, so although it does just appear to be starting to rain as well, it looks like we're actually going to have a very slightly wet qualifying. Warrior Huntsman's done a 16.8. Why Not Beast a 17.6, Veronosaurus 17.6, and Clay's done a 17.1. So this rain actually must be affecting these guys out here now. Avi 16.7. Unless Cameron can go faster than that, I do think that we could be looking at Avi for pole now with the rain coming down, because those inters are not going to be anywhere near as fast as the softs, and the track is getting wetter. So I'll quickly see if I can just jump on with Cameron. No, he's just started another lap. He must have been validated his first. So we could be looking at the pole time already, given the weather conditions. I mean, I don't think it's enough to seriously affect them, but the rain will of course slow them down even just a little. It'll make it just a little bit sort of greasy on track, and this track's already renowned for making your tail step out, so I don't see as this is going to be too helpful for these guys. But let's just see what Cameron does here. That's a 56.3 for middle sector, and that rain is coming down just a little bit more now. He's going to have to be careful here, because this turn likes to throw people, as does the last turn as well. That's 16, 17, 18. No, he's way off the pace. That's a 19.5, which is only good enough, of course, for P10. This is how much the rain is affecting these guys already. So I do honestly think these guys will be coming in now. They're going to have to, because this is now winter's weather. That track's just too wet for slicks. Warrior Huntsman seems happy with his time and has retired. So to be honest, I think a lot of these guys are just going to be happy with the time they've set now, with the rain coming down. We could be looking at a very, very quiet Q3, I think, unless anyone fancies a little bit of wet weather practice before the race start. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying, Paranoid. This Q3 session's basically over and done with now, and the guys got out, they did times. Unless they want to come out and play in the wet, you know, and see if they can push those cars and see how the feel in this wet weather, you know, given the fact that now they're running dry weather setups and now they've got rain. So we could be looking at a very, very quiet session now, I think, because ain't nobody out there going to get on inters and go any faster than they did on the softs. So I do believe this is going to be a very, very quiet session, so there may not be a lot said from me. I'm already waffling just to, there we go, DRS has just been disabled as well, which shows you how wet it now is on track, besides the puddles that are appearing, of course. So, we do have Sociopath is actually going to play in the rain on the Inters. I'm sure he won't be expecting any time better than he's already done. I mean, look, there's Cameron Porter, he's now retired too. Arman's retired. Everybody knows that this session's basically over. Why not Beast retired? To be honest, I'm surprised that everyone hasn't retired unless they want to go out and play on the Inters, which is exactly what Sociopath is doing now. I mean, realistically, it's not going to tell you much besides whether your car will actually handle the wet weather conditions. See, these were the sort of conditions my race started in on Wednesday, and it wasn't a barrel of fun, I'll be honest. Turn 1 was an absolute disaster, people trying to brake and just not braking enough for the wet, cars sliding all over the place. It was like a Bottas on Norris sort of incident, which hopefully we don't see any of with these guys tonight. Avi's thrown on a set of Inters. Clay's retired, so maybe Avi's fancying a go out there as well. But right now, all I can do is sit and watch Sociopath because he's the only man on track. I mean, I know these guys said it was going to be a wet race, but I didn't expect a wet qualifying. Yep, that's now Avi out as well. He is out on the Inters. Yeah, there we go. Sector 1, 3 seconds slower on the Inters. So, yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, at most tracks, there's very little room for mistakes, especially when you've got other cars very close and everyone's all going into turn 1 together. I mean, that's bad enough on its own. This is a track that has got very, very tight turn 1, and now you add rain to that mix, and it is not going to be a fun start to the race. But I mean, anything can happen, you know. Hopefully not much in the way of disasters and people get through, you know, turn 1 and turn 2 pretty well, and hopefully then we should be okay. Everyone should stop spacing themselves out. There you go. Sociopath 14.1 seconds slower than his current best time. So that's exactly what I was saying about how slow it now is in the rain for these guys. And I do apologise about that in the background. That's my my wife's phone was just ringing. So I do believe this is how the next few minutes is going to go for the end of qualifying, and I do believe we have our order. As I said about 6 minutes ago, you know, nobody's going to go any faster. So let's see how Avi does on his lap on these. Sociopath was 13 seconds slower on these Inters. Wow, that is a very wet 3.7. I think Sociopath was about 3.6 seconds slower through the first sector. So Avi's just a little slower than that from his best time. So this rain is not helping anyone. Oh, this cough, honestly. And that's Avi invalidated. And that's how easy it is to invalidate as well. I picked up 3 warnings and 1 3-second time penalty around here, and it all came in the rain for silly little things like what Avi just did. Just running very fractionally wide when you think you've got enough grip, and there's just not quite as much as you think there will be. It's so easy to do. I mean, even with that invalidation, his time's already into the 25, 6, 7, 28, 11.8 seconds slower, so Rhinoceros is 2.6 seconds. Oh, there we go, 6.7 seconds for Sector 2. It was just as he came through Sector 2 I saw that. Oh, a bit of a wobble there. This is exactly how difficult this track is in the rain. Very wide through there. Very slow coming out of there. I'm not sure if he's just winding up to go for another lap or not, but very, very slow coming out of the last turn there. And again, 11 seconds slower. There we go. So the only man still able to come through now is going to be Avi then. Everyone else. And Rhinoceros, sorry, I missed Rhinoceros. So 2 people to come through. Avi will be the first of the 2, and then Rhinoceros, and our order is set as it was with about 6 minutes of the qualifying session to go, which is Avi on a 1:16.754 pole position, Warrior Huntsman 16.870, Kulpi on a 17.002, Clay on a 17.154, Sociopath 17.409, Rhinoceros on a 17.637, Why Not Beast on a 17.682, Joseph on a 17.930, and then Armand Plays and Cameron Poulter are 18.451 and 19.563. So, I mean, those 2 guys at the bottom, especially Cameron, I know Cameron's usually very, very fast. I think that his was entirely affected by the rain. So, I think that some of these guys will be moving up the order, and I do think people like Kieran, who dropped out in Q2, they will also be was it Q2? It might have been Q1. Either way, but they'll be moving up the order as well. So it just depends how many of these guys like the rain. I know Teabag won't be happy because he enjoys the rain, so he'd have liked to have been racing tonight. And he'll be hoping for this on Sunday as well. So there we have it again then. So pole position is Avi. So I've actually just had a message from my missing co-host. And it looks like I may be getting my co-com back for tonight. And he's going to blame traffic. So, we aren't supposed to be having it, but there will be a formation lap. Clay dropped a message in the Tier 2 chat to say the formation lap is turned on. It was a mistake, it shouldn't have been, but it is. So we will be having a formation lap. So if any of you guys who are driving is watching and hasn't read the message, there will be a formation lap. So take it easy. You won't be racing as soon as you start. So this will be for the formation lap then. So it is saying either 1 or 2 stop inters, 17:22 1 stop, 11:22 or 23 and 23:33 for the 2 stop. So hopefully everyone should get through nice and easily here, but I have seen people make mistakes on the formation lap trying to get those tyres warm, especially in the rain. And my co-host is elected to join us now. Please don't. No, it's not a problem, mate. I picked up the slack like I always do, even though I did say to Dan that I was hoping you were going to be here on time tonight, because I feel like death. So no, it's no problem. I dealt with it. We had a little bit of a sound issue at the start. First the guys couldn't hear me. Because I'd forgot to change my sound settings. I did a Dan. Then they could hear me, but I was really quiet. Obviously, I'm ill, so I'm quieter than usual. Not just that, but the master volume was too high. I'd not done that, so I turned that down, and we're good now. On the downside, Paranoise just said we can't hear your co-com. Do I need to reset the stream to make that behave itself then? Right, okay. Right, guys, I will be back in a minute. I've just been told that resetting the stream will allow the co-com to actually be able to hear him. So I'll do that quickly before race start. So I'll stop that. Don't